In this video, I will show you how to work with date. So let's do the following. I will read this CSV. So this is the same CSV file we have been working with in the previous videos. It contains several columns, but obviously one of them are dates. So if I do something like summary of F, this returns the following. You can see that the dates are being treated as characters. This is because strings as factor is false. So if this was true, I will be pretty much in the same situation. So I can do str of f, and here date will be treated as factor, not as dates. So in order to treat a date properly, this is the appropriate way. So I will start back. I'll read data frame. So it's over here. So this is what I have, and in order to transform them, it's as simple as doing the following. So I will create a new column which will be let's call this dates. This will be assigned. Remember that I can use either this assign operator or equal, it's the same here. And this will be as.Date, and here I will pass f. Here this will be date, and here format will be equal to day, month, year. That was quite easy. So let's see if this works. In order to use this, you need to use this notation instead. So I'm using the dollar symbol. So because the F is a data frame is a list of vectors, I can access the elements of a list by using the dollar symbol. So by using dollar symbol, I finally get this. You can see that now if I do summary of F, you can immediately see that they look different. You can see this here. And the dates are being treated properly. So you'll see the minimum, the maximum, so on. This is because dates are treated as numbers. So in fact, they are stored as a number of days that have elapsed since the 1st of January of 1970. So that's where the C language was born. So most programming languages use this very same definition for dates. So this was quite easy. Let's see the format with more detail. So you need to use the % symbol to indicate that what comes after should not be taken as a literal thing, but just as a format thing. So D stands for date. So D will indicate that I am expecting two numbers for the date. Then M, the same thing for the month. Obviously, this will work anyway if I have one character or two. And then the capital Y tells R that I'm expecting the year to contain 4 digits. If I was expecting the year to contain just 2 digits, I would do the following. I would have, instead of capital Y, I would have just Y. So this is if I had 11, 12, 09, and so on instead of the 2000. I'll go back. And there are several other formats. You can explore them on the R documentation. As you can imagine, there are hundreds of possible ways of reading dates. One thing is that the operator that I placed here obviously corresponds to what I had in my data, because in my data I have the slashes. So if instead of slashes I had, who knows, let's say a dot. So if I had a dot, I would have the following. So this is quite easy. So let's see the final thing, how we generate, for example, new things. So here I have F, and now I want to generate, for example, a new variable that contains only the year or the month or the date. How would you do that? Well, in this case it would be as simple as doing a new var, and I will assign here as.Date. No, I will do the following. I will do format. So the format option, or the format function, transform a variable into a string In particular, it transforms a date into a string, and it allows you to specify a format. So in this case, it will be as simple as doing as.Date, and then I will do the following. I will put here y. So this will generate a new column. You can see new var, and it contains only the year. If I had written here, the y here, and I just copy and paste this, you'll see that this contains only 2 digits. If I want to put the month, it's as simple as putting an M. And if I want to put, for example, the week, it would be the same thing. So there are actually lots of possible options. So if I put the B, it will tell the month name, 3 characters for the month, February, March, April, and so on. So we've seen how to work with dates. Remember that when you read a CSV file that contains dates, you need to transform them into proper dates and not work with them as if they were just strings or factors. I think there are 2 good arguments why you want to do that. The first one is to use the functions that we use here, for example, to extract the month or the day or whatever. And the other good reason is that sometimes there might be dates that are not properly defined, something like the 35th of February of 2010. So obviously this date doesn't exist, and maybe this reflects a problem in the data preparation, or whoever sent you the file that you are reading or the database that you are working with. So always remember to treat dates as real dates, because if you're trying to cast this as a date, you will get a warning or error. So if I do as.Date, here I put the following. Let's imagine I'm trying to transform this. Here I have day, month, year. So if I wanted to do this, get a missing value.